Hello everybody, my name is Patrick Riley from Supply Chain Simplified, and today I'm creating a video to train suppliers on how to effectively negotiate and manipulate a purchase order line in the SC Simplified portal. So when a supplier comes into our portal, they log into our www.scsimplified.net URL, and they land on a dashboard that gives them kind of a high level as to what their purchase order standing is with a specific customer. But let's assume that today they received an email from a customer. They got a hot purchase order line that they need to get processed quickly. And how do they do that? Well, the easiest way to do that is click on this order book menu option on the left-hand side. And we're going to use purchase order 4963 today. 4963 is the purchase order that needs to be manipulated. But to find any purchase order in our portal, you simply put the number in here. You click on this search, and off you go. Let me demonstrate that really quick. We'll clear the search. Here's our purchase order lines. These are all the lines that are open or recently closed for a supplier based on a specific customer. So we'll type in 4963 here. We will use the search option very quickly, and you'll see this purchase order comes up almost immediately. Here's our purchase order line. So the purchase order information is in this kind of grid format as you see here. Here's branch information, order number, order types, line number, items and descriptions, quantities, pricing, and some dates. So when this line comes in, as a supplier, you really just have two options. If everything looks good, quantities, dates, items, you can meet the dates and you can, the pricing looks right, you simply go over here and move this toggle switch to confirm line. And a comment is optional. You don't have to put one in. You click on this process button here, or if you have multiple records on the grid, you can click on this process here to process multiple at the same time. And that line will go to a confirm status. This will turn green. And let me show you a line in that state right now, 4962. You'll see the status is green. Everything is good, and that means the purchase order can be processed. And the next time you'll look at this purchase order line will be in the shipping process. We'll go back to 4963. Well, let's assume that there is a discrepancy either with quantity, price, or the date is unreasonable. So it's very easy for the supplier to come in and toggle quantities up, toggle quantities down, and in case there's a mistake in the negotiation of these quantities and dates or pricing, you just click this little red X and it goes away. So you know what, this looks good. You know what, I made a mistake here. Just delete it and it's gone very fast. Dates are the same. You get a calendar. Let's say you want to move a date out. That was the wrong date. Let me go in and put a new date. So very simple to toggle this information and to set it properly. But let's say we've got a date problem. So right now, we can't meet that July 27th date. The best we can do is August 3rd. That's going to tell you this is a 7-day increase proposal. And for the supplier, they simply need to make this change. They come in here and put, a quick comment, can't meet date. And this information here, when it's confirmed either from here or from here, will end up going back to the customer, and the buyer will see those changes. Now, you simply click on the button, and there we go. And I did this date specifically so I could show a specific feature. This is an example of when a promise date is changed and a good relationship is had with the supplier and the customer. This date change will automatically be sent to their ERP system without a review. Normally, there is a review on these lines before those changes are applied, but date changes, if set up properly with a good relationship between supplier and customer, they'll go directly and update the system with this specific date. There's no passing of spreadsheets. There's no phone number or phone calls that need to be made between the customer and the supplier. The date changes are there. They get applied to the customer's system, and life is good. So this will be confirmed in their system very quickly. Let me go look at it. This is from the customer's perspective. They'll see this information. Here's 4963 again. This will show as pending confirmed on their side as well. But let's reset this. The customer has the ability to undo this confirmation. Let's reset this real quick and set it back to supplier review. Let's go back to the supplier side of the portal. They'll see that there's still that 7-day proposal. Let's get rid of that, and let's say, you know what? Let's bring the quantity down by 1. Let's just say we only ship in 190s. Just for example, all they do, they put in that little note. They click process here or process here. This will go now to a buyer review status where the customer will review this proposal. As you see, there's a quantity proposal here. They'll review it and either accept it and say, yep, you know what, we'll change our system for the purchase order to be only 190, or they will send it back to negotiate again, back to supplier review, as we saw before, for this quantity. One of the benefits of doing this is that in case maybe raw materials are going to be shipped with less than what was on the purchase order, those quantity changes of the raw materials can be made here. The buyers accept those changes, and the receiving side on the customer side becomes very clean because they actually end up receiving what was shipped, not necessarily the quantity that was on the order. So look, this is 4963. This is going back and forth until it's confirmed. But let's look back at order 4962 here so I can show a confirmed line. And this has been confirmed. It's ready to go. One of the things you can do from here on any confirmed line is you can click this print option, which will print a purchase order for the supplier. There's no more passing of purchase orders via email or fax. The supplier can simply click on that print button, and this is in PDF format. It'll go to any printer. You'll see all of the information, supplier numbers, terms. These are terms and conditions from the customer, values, etc. So there's no need to be emailing, faxing, mailing purchase orders for processing. The suppliers can simply come in here and print them themselves. Let's also show a little bit of information here. Let's go back to our 4963 line. Let's say you're looking for history on the communications between both the buyer and the supplier. There's a quick icon you can click here that'll show message history and show you all of the commentary back and forth between the customer and the supplier with dates and times, all historic. We track everything in the system. So that's date information. If you click here, this will give you a full detail not only of commentary, but this will show you a full historical detail of this purchase order line itself. So here's high-level purchase order line information, same information that's on the grid, quantities. You've got some delivery timeline projections. So this shipment, if it's shipped today, will make it on time. Then you've got historical information for comments, just like we saw previously, just a little bit different format. Basically change timelines. You can see who made the changes, date, times, etc. Status changes. Basically who made the status change on what date at what time. So there's all sorts of auditing and historical information. There's also an attachments option where you can upload PDFs, let's say hazardous material docs or customs docs. You can upload that information, even invoices. And then you've got a shipping section. When this is shipped, this will start getting filled out. What shipment it went out on, cartons, ETA, arrivals, tracking information on that purchase order line. So we track all of that information historically. And so let me show you real quick. We'll get out of purchase order line 4963. We'll look at all of our purchase order lines so you can see how any uploaded attachments would show right here. You'd be able to open these up simply by clicking any of these attachments. You can click on them and the attachment will open. Right here you can see it. Here is, it opens up in your browser, and here's some information that was uploaded. These are just text files, but you can upload Word docs, Excel documents, PDFs, etc. So that is the life cycle of a purchase order line, how it's negotiated, how it is manipulated, and how you can do all sorts of things and get all sorts of historical information on that line from a supplier's perspective. Thank you, and hopefully you watch more of our videos.